Yesterday, I smiled. And I smiled, because I was filled with joy. And I was happy for someone. I never met Patrick Beverley a day in my life. We both from the same city, Chicago, Illinois. He from the west side, I'm from the south side. Never met him. Only know one person who knows him. My boy, one of my best friends, Kiefer Sykes. He went to Marshall High School, the same school that Patrick Beverley played at. They years apart from each other though. And he tells me how much of a real, genuine person Pat is, how down to earth he is, how much of a hard worker he is, and how much he's willing to help the youth at Marshall and try to give back in any way he can when he comes home to Chicago, right? And it just tells me about his character. Pat getting that $40 million contract yesterday served as a reminder to a lot of young boys playing basketball, a lot of young boys, especially young boys coming from the inner cities like his hometown, Chicago, Illinois. Them young boys coming from out of here playing and living in poverty, living in situations, living in environments where it's treacherous violence around you every single day. And you got a dream and you got a goal that you're trying to reach. Pat is the epitome of reaching for that goal, but never stop reaching, like never stop attacking that goal vigorously. At one point, man, Pat was on a decent trajectory to a professional career playing basketball, right? Out of Marshall, he went to University of Arkansas, a school in the SEC. He gets to the school and he gets into some problems academically due to somebody writing a paper for him. He's then forced to leave the program, and then he goes to play basketball overseas. I don't know if he was forced. I think he would have had to sit out and have some type of long repercussions, and he felt like, look, I couldn't be away from the game of basketball that long. I made a mistake, but I chose to take my talents overseas. So he's overseas in Ukraine and Greece, trying to build up his name, trying to build his resume, trying to get scratched and claw at the door of the NBA. He breaks down the barriers to get to that door. He busts through the door. He's in the NBA, but he knew the only way for him to stay was to play like that West Side Chicago bull he'd been playing like his whole life. Play like that Chicago, that dog. Play like that dog he'd been playing like his whole life. And that means willing to scratch, claw for every loose ball, willing to defend the opposing team's best player with no complaints, no matter what their size is, willing to get up and under any and everybody, right? And play with his heart is on the line. Give it his everything. And he was rewarded for that handsomely yesterday. $40 million. I told people this past playoffs, when Pat was defending Kevin Durant so vigorously, one game KD had like 9 turnovers and he only shot like 9 shots, and Pat was all up into him. They talking back and forth, talking mess back and forth, and they spewing they stuff back and forth. It's nothing personal, but it's business on that court. I'm trying to stop you from beating my team. And Pat was playing, he was giving his heart and soul. And I said, he gonna earn him a nice check. And he earned it. But him getting that $40 million was an example to show kids, like, no matter what the beginning of your story looks like, it don't matter where you starting from. You can end up in a beautiful place as long as you're willing to put in that work and put in overtime. And give it 1,000%. And take it serious and try to hone your craft every single day. Look what can come from that. Look what can manifest from that. $40 million. And I heard he got $50 million from Sacramento, but he turned that deal down because he wanted to stay with the Clippers organization and stay with his boys, Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell. And I know Steve Ballmer probably throwing him that bread under the table a little bit too. He throwing Pat that bread on the low. But yeah, man, Pat is a guy from the west side of Chicago, man. A dog. I remember when him and Derrick Rose would have wars in high school. Marshall versus Simeon. I would watch it on Hoops High. The channel in Chicago. I would watch it all the time. Watch them go back and forth. And read about it online. Like, okay, Pat had this. D-Rose had that. But I saw then that Pat was playing a game of basketball like his life depended on it. Like his life was on the line. Because essentially Pat was playing to escape something. He was playing to make a better life for himself in the long run and to show other kids like, look, I wasn't the most. Now he was definitely a well-regarded he was a well-regarded player in Illinois, but across the world, people weren't checking for Pat like that. And Pat wanted to set an example. You don't need all the national rankings, the McDonald's All-Americans this, McDonald's All-American that. You don't even need to have an all-time great college career. All you need to have is a work ethic to put in the time to hone your skills. Take the game seriously, respect the game, but yet and still give your heart and soul into everything. And it'll come back to you. Everything, the money gonna come. Everything, the rewards that you trying to reap, it's gonna come. As long as you respect the game, and respecting that game is giving it your all every time you play. And again, playing like it's your last game every single time. Willing to do all the stuff that star players don't want to do. Scratch and claw for loose balls. Recognize what your role is and say, you know what, my role is to stop the opposing team's best player. It's to cause turnovers. It's to create turnovers. Get steals. Get block shots. It's the pressure defenders 94 feet until they get scared to turn the ball over whatever way. He recognizes, look, this is my role. I'm going to embrace it. And I know other opportunities will open up from that. It's been times Pat's defense has turned into offense several times. Several times during games. It's been times where he's been playing so much great defense, the star player is looking for him to get him the ball in some type of way to get him going, to get him rolling. Whether it's an open three, whether it's a layup at the rim. Of course, a layup is at the rim anyway. But yeah, of course, if it's hell, give it to him. Let him get hot. Let him get going. Let him attack the basket. You're going to get rewarded for playing a hard way. Whether you get rewarded with scoring more scoring opportunities or a bigger check. Yet still, Pat then made some money to get his kids straight. And his kids straight if he manages the money properly. And this ain't the last contract Pat gonna get. Pat gonna stay around for a while due to the fact that he's willing to play that Chicago public school red west defense. That red division in Chicago public school basketball is an animal. Red south, red west, animal. This is a different type of division in Chicago public league basketball. For real, public school basketball, Chicago public school basketball, different. Seriously. But yeah, everybody know to play CPS basketball, you got to play defense, especially in the red south, red west. He carried that over to college. At one point, he was like the leading rebounder for Arkansas at 6'1". Pat carried that over to the NBA. He willing to get every rebound, try to block shots, try to get every steal, try to get up until whoever the best player is. It don't matter if it's LeBron. It don't matter if it's James Harden. It don't matter if it's Kevin Durant. He don't care. You can be 2 feet taller, 2 feet taller than him, a foot taller than him. He don't care. He coming at your neck and letting you know he there all night. The same way he checked Lonzo Ball when Lonzo came in. Same way. But I'm proud of Pat because I'm watching Pat on TV and people are just so shocked that Pat speaks so well and he seems like such a genuine guy. He's so down to earth. And I told his play and his intensity on the court don't got nothing to do with his personal life and how he really is. His passion is spilling over into his sport. How seriously he takes the game of basketball. How seriously he loves playing and how serious he is about his teammates and his teammates' well-being. He want his team to win. He wants his team to succeed. So he's going to display that passion. He wears his heart on his sleeve. But that doesn't mean he's a bad guy. That doesn't mean he doesn't know how to talk. That doesn't mean he's a wild man. The brother's very smart. I enjoy his interviews. He's very thoughtful. Yeah, a real respectful guy. All in all, genuine person, genuine soul. Seem like when I'm watching him on these shows, seem like a real genuine down to earth person. And my boy Keith Forsyth wouldn't lie to me. He wouldn't lie to me about a person's personality. He said Pat one of the realest dudes he ever met, as real as they come. He ain't lying. Pat still be in the shop, giving back. I'm sure he be looking out for a lot of people in his family. It's gonna change his family's life, and he's able to change his family's life because he didn't give up on his goal. He kept going and kept going, no matter what people were saying. You might wasn't feeling him. You might didn't think he was all of this. You probably didn't think he was all of that. He wouldn't worry about that. He like, look, I'm gonna show everybody what I'm made of. I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna get up into every player that's out there that I'm defending. I'm gonna let them know I'm here. I'm here all night. I ain't going nowhere. I'm here all series. You're gonna have to deal with me. And he serves as inspiration to a lot of young kids in the inner city, in the hoods of America, in the hoods of Chicago, Illinois, watching them play and say, you know what, I can do that. I can do that. I may not be the most athletic. I may not be the tallest player, but I know I got some skill to me, though, regardless of that, because Pat got skill. Don't get it twisted. He got skill, and you need skill to play, to be a great basketball player. And people can look at that like, I don't got to jump the highest. I don't have to be the tallest. I don't necessarily have to be the most bulky and strongest guy. I got heart. I got skill. I got passion. I got resiliency. And I got work ethic. That's all you need, baby. That's all he needed. And it's paying off, man. 40 M's. Most of us dream about getting bread like that one day. We only can dream about that type of stuff. A lot of people that come from the same places that I come from in Chicago, Illinois. So I'm like, man, you can only dream of that money. Pat like, look, I know that money is out there. I'm going to go get it by any means. Legal means, of course. But I'm going to go out there and get it by any means. I'm going to play like it's my last game. I'm going to play like an absolute animal, a bulldog, a hound all night. Whether you like it or not. And he does that all the time. He does that every single game he plays. And I'm so happy for Pat, man. Chicago for the win. Again. Yet again, Chicago for the win, man. The Bulls didn't get him, but a Chicago native is getting paid like he deserves to be paid. Another Chicago native, D. Rose, got the 2-year, $15 million contract from Detroit, a contract size or amount he was looking for. And we got Anthony Davis, the big fella, man. The big fella who, his mother is close friends with my godmother. You know, we went to camp together when we were kids. He got a twin sister named Antoinette. I used to play ball with Anthony when I was a little young boy, 7, 8 years old, and I never knew I was playing on the court with a future NBA perennial all-star and possible future Laker great. It's crazy, man. But AD is another person who never gave up on his goal. People think, oh, you only had an offer from Cleveland State. You ain't that good. Kept playing. And look what happened. God blessed him to grow, 8 inches in the summer? Blessed him to grow them 8 inches, and due to the work that he was putting in on his handles and his jump shot and all of that, his guard skills transferred to his power forward body. But yeah, and he's another person that just didn't give up. I got a little off topic, but Pat is a person, he's a true story of resiliency and what happens when you put your all into your passion. What happens when you put your all into your passion? It comes back on you, and you can just sit back and reap the rewards for it. You can sit back and smile at it and like, you know what? All that paid off. All them long days and nights I spent in the gym, or I spent studying, or I spent, I don't know, man, making videos like I'm doing. Whatever you spent doing all night, and you stayed up late and you stayed up all night doing, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off, and you're going to know the moment that it paid off. You're going to know the moment the moment where it finally paid off, you're going to know it, and you're going to smile. And you're going to say, you know what? I got here because I didn't give up when stuff was super, super hard for me. Pat is a living testimony to never give up. No matter what's going on, don't give up. Don't quit. You could be right there at your goal, a couple of steps away, but you don't know because you quit. You quit. You gave up. You started believing what other people were saying about you and all of that. Pat, like, look, I'm not going to let what other people say about me get in my head. Y'all say I can't score. Y'all say I'm a hack. A hack mean you just a person that fouls a lot. But players players always been out here hacks a lot. Even in the 90s, it was hacks. For sure. And they got rewarded for it, for real. So, with no fouls called. But, no fouls called. They got rewarded, they got rewarded with it with no fouls called on them at all. But, yeah, man. Pat, like, look, y'all can say I'm this and I'm that, I'm a hack, I ain't the best player, I'm trash, I'm this and that. It don't matter. I'm going to get what I've been looking for. I'm going to get mine. And when I get mine, I can sit back and smile and I can laugh at all the critics that said something about me. But I can use this as motivation to never forget where I came from. But always recognize there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's more to be done. And that's what Pat is realizing, man. Salute, Patrick Beverley. From one Chicago brother to another, I'm proud of you, dog. Machiavelli Mills TV. Peace.